Mazzulla goes on to have a great career, but at this moment in time, he's a rookie head coach. Spoelstra is one of the most decorated head coaches in the history of like American team sports. He's in an upper level, multiple championships and deep runs with different teams, in Miami. What about now? What's the coaching matchup like now? Jay seems to hold Michael Malone in the highest esteem. Here's Erik Spoelstra, Heat head coach, on the altitude in Denver.
Our guys are in great shape. They're ready to compete. If Denver wants to tip this thing off at the top of Everest, we'll do that. This thing is going to be decided between the four lines.
Look, he then went on to say if they want to come down to Miami and play in, 90-degree humidity, we'll see how heavy their legs are, which is accurate. So it's great that they're ready.
Meaning you find playing in Miami to have a similar kind of physical effect as playing in Denver?
Oh, yes, for other reasons as well.
Yeah.
With Miami, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah,
with the lifestyle and people going out and kicking it. Granted, a different mentality and discipline with the NBA Finals, but there's a lot of, let's say, extracurricular activities going on in Miami on top of how to deal with that. But, Denver is a real thing. I keep trying to tell people, one of the realest thing, Pete Myers, who is our assistant coach with the Chicago Bulls, literally told me my first game up in Denver, and it hit me. He's like, Jay, literally get to your second wind during warmups. What the hell? What do you mean, Pete? Get to my second wind during warmups. He's like, most players, when they play here, you find your second wind during the third quarter, right, where you're going down the stretch. Okay, my body's going to kick into a different gear where I feel energized. I've been able to get through my first wind. I'm like, why can't I do that? He's like, well, Jay, if you wait to do that in the first quarter, we're potentially going to get blitzed. It's this thing that people talk about. So literally you try to tire yourself out to get to that next win in warmups so you feel like you can start the first quarter off with the right energy that can sustain.
So second wind sustains you longer?
Think about the first game that we saw the Lakers play up in Denver, right? Like they got blitzed in that first quarter because it's not until later in the game they were able to fight themselves back into it. But you get exhausted. It takes a lot of your legs away.
Speaking of altitude, what are you doing up there?
I like towering over you. I like you.
Well, that's the only way for you
small.
to do it, so I understand.
Oh, I do it in real life every day.
Well,
but
we're
like
basically eye to eye.
When you
we're
look
more or
up
less
at
the
me,
same height.
It feels like I can demean you.
More or less we're the same height.
Demoralize you.
Yes, that's okay. If you feel the need to stand, go ahead. Well, I don't get the eye thing.
I just want you to
Is that
know
demoralizing?
Is it?
I don't know. I think it's
cute,
feels
like
actually.
You're questioning yourself right now. You look tiny beneath me.
Jay, you woke up with some issues
I like
today.
When you look up at me like that.
Okay.
Pause. Anyway, moving on.
So Jay, did Miami leave and go to Boston early? I mean, go to Denver directly from Boston?
Yes.
So they got a few days to kind of get their, to get their legs underneath them to understand the altitude to a degree, I would think. I mean, it didn't work for the Lakers. The Lakers got there a day or two early.
That's my point.
That's another story. But when you look at the staffs on two sides, does Denver have an advantage because they have I don't want to say how would I want to put it? Their assistant coaches is like, I don't know, legacy, so to speak, because of their dads and their names, and versus Miami, which has good assistants, but maybe not at the same level. Is there an advantage there?
I mean, staffs. I mean, look, man. At the end of the day, I do like Denver staff. There's history there. Guys understand how to play the game at a very high level. But like to me, this just comes down to the players, Key.
Absolutely, though.
Like this comes down to the players. Like both teams are extremely prepared for this moment. So if you're asking me who am I going to get a slight edge to coaching-wise and staff-wise, even though I think that the lineage on Denver side is different, I still give it to Erik Spoelstra and the Miami Heat because of the experience of being in the NBA Finals before, the experience of being in multiple Eastern Conference Finals. You still give that edge to Erik Spoelstra, but I do believe that Michael Malone is a coach prepared for this moment.
And so that means that Spoels will probably get at least 2 games out of this then.
I don't.
He just picked the sweep.
The sweep.
Well, yeah, be quiet, Max, and let me talk him into this.
All right, go.
I was trying to bait the guy.
Yeah, that's my fault. You're right.
No, I don't.
I almost had him.
Yeah, I know. I blew it. I blew it.
It's like going fishing,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Don't say anything. I had it on the hook.
Me up.
You screwed it up.
I messed that up.
I lost my fish.
Damn. Sorry about that.
We can't eat now, man.
I admit when I screwed it up, I screwed that one up. He was luring you in little by little. Yeah.
Yeah, he almost said, I think he'll get 2.
No.
Damn.
No.
Damn.
He was
No.
that close.
It's a bad Max.
No,
It's
I was
like
not.
going, Max, I can't go fishing with you.
Damn.
Because if you make noise.
Yeah, scare the fish.
Yeah, scare the fish off.
We just lost. The fish wriggled away. Wriggled out of it.
Gone.
Wriggled.
But I had him
out of
hooked.
it.
I had him hooked
Had
right
him on
in
the
the
hook.
nostril.
Had him on the hook.
Right in the nostril.
Why
He
gotta
took
be
the
by
bait.
the nostril, though? Why you got to hook me by the nostril?
He's just
Your
playing the
nostrils
odds,
are
Jay.
bigger than mine.
Let's take a vote.
We should take a vote.
888 on ESPN. Call
Who has
in.
bigger nostrils?
888 say
Call in. Who has
ESPN.
bigger nostrils? Key or
888
Jay?
say ESPN. Who has bigger nostrils, me or Jay?
888 smell ESPN.
Smell ESPN.
Yeah, don't say it.
Smell you all the way from here, Key.
Oh, God.
Those flip-flops.
Yeah, I do have them. I
know you do. Every day.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
your
gotta get some
go-to
new
outfit.
Well, no, I got my nails done and everything. And,
I used to get pedicures in LA. I haven't had one since I left.
Do you get
You
the
gotta take
buff
a
or do you get the
chainsaw to your
polish?
feet, Max.
No, neither.
You get the
neither.
polish.
No, I don't get them.
Sandblaster to Max
No, you just
feet.
want to get them cut straight and everything and looking good, looking right.
They're going to have to soak them, though, for a while. Them pigs, boy, I can only imagine. So rough, the sheets get stuck
Guilty. Kyle in Florida, you're on KJM.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing this morning?
What's up, Kyle?
Kyle.
on them. Whose nostrils are bigger,
Hey,
mine or Jay's?
I want to ask you gentlemen something, man. I got respect for each one of you's knowledge of the game and everything. Max, you're a little narrative, but you know a little something. Why is everybody acting like Miami didn't just beat the number 2 and the number 3 teams in basketball? And if that's the case, then why isn't everybody giving them the credit they deserve as being a good team? They might not have the individual players that Denver has, but as a team, they remind me of the Portland Trailblazers against the 76ers, where everybody thought the 76ers were just going to kill the Trailblazers because of talent, but the team and the Trailblazers end up winning. So I want to know, why isn't people actually looking at Miami as if they can win?
This whole theme of Miami being disrespected is one of the best things to ever happen in basketball. Because you have both teams that feel disrespected, Kyle. You have Denver that feels disrespected. They've been one of the best teams all year long. And I think there are some people that give Miami a chance. I'm just not one of them.
I don't know. He came at me
I'm
a little
just
bit.
not
I'm
one of
picking
them.
him. I'm picking Miami.
So, like, realistically, if Giannis did not get hurt, are we going to sit up here and say that Miami still wins that series?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
I am.
I'm not. I'm not going to say Miami would have won that series.
Yes, you are.
Giannis was the best player in basketball. Now, granted, the back injury hurt him. He missed 3 games. 3. So I still would have taken the Bucks. Now, I would have taken Miami over the Knicks. Seeing how young and immature the Boston Celtics are, that's a great win for Miami. It speaks volumes about their culture and Jimmy Butler. So I'm just being a realist on what I see on the court. The zones, the muck-it-up defenses, the style. We'll see if that can disrupt Denver. But Denver has been the best team in basketball the whole year, in my opinion. Now, whether other people have seen it or not, you guys haven't been on it. That's fine. I've been on it.
We compared.
Dang, okay, Jay.
I'm just saying, Key. I'm just
he's
saying.
standing up.
Fish got off the hook, started breathing fire. There's something that Jimmy Butler did, though, because we were comparing him. Remember, he was being compared to Kobe or MJ in terms of how he plays in the playoffs, and we were saying what's similar, what's not similar. There was something that reminded me so much of Kobe Bryant, and that's one of the reasons that I'm taking the Miami Heat. I'll get into it. Is Jokic the clear Finals MVP favorite, and will the series